Hello, welcome to Country Rock. Somebody asked me how I installed the fish finder on my fishing kayak, so might as well show you how I did it. All right, so the first thing we got to kind of figure out is how to keep our battery dry. As you know, fish finders operate off a battery and they're usually pretty big. So I have used a field box. This, I think it's by Plano. I don't know. You can get a pretty cheap one from Princess Auto, I believe. Watertight, waterproof, up until the point that I drilled some holes into it. So it's excellent for a battery. So what I have done here is I've drilled some holes in the top, one for my cable, and then one for the actual fish finder mount, the one that came with my fish finder. Originally, like I said, I made this in haste. I wanted to get on the water sooner than later, so I just went for it, made it happen. Now, I would have done this a lot differently. I would have actually had the hole just up and underneath this ridge. You know, if I would have thought about it a little bit more and I wasn't in such a rush, I would have done that. I would have had it coming up in through here so that this kind of lip here, this lip would kind of shield from splashes coming down and off of it, and hopefully just keep water out of my container. But I haven't had any issues yet so far with it. So I have my battery in there, and then I just took some plastic and kind of stuck it in there just so everything wasn't shaking around. Sometimes I'll actually have an external battery in here to charge my cell phone and my cameras. So that's how I deal with my power source and how I will deal with it in the future. So for my transducer, I had to get a little creative. As you can see here, I have just a little metal bracket with some paracord going through it with some knots. The paracord goes down and through the suction cup mount of my transducer. This is the transducer mount that came with the Garmin Striker 4, and normally it has a suction cup attached to it, but I took the suction cup off and I ran the cord through the hole that the suction cup used to screw into. So that's kind of how I have it done right now. It's actually been holding up. The only issue is every once in a while, if I hit the bottom of the kayak, the angle of the transducer might change a bit. But I know that's happened because you can see the hooks on the fish finder are no longer equal. You can see it looks like the fish are constantly taking off to the bottom. That's when you know your transducer is not level. On the bottom of most fishing kayaks, there's actually one of these scupper holes, or two of them in this case. These two scupper holes actually have the extra space for a transducer mount. So look on the bottom of your fishing kayak, there should be a spot that looks like it's meant for a fishing transducer. And sometimes there's actually pre-drilled holes there or threaded pieces that you can actually mount your fish finder, your transducer, right to the fishing kayak. For the graph, here I'll get this out of the way so you can more clearly see what we're looking at here. For the graph, I've used a Yak Attack mount, the fish finder mount. I think it's like the 004 is the model. Anyways, if you do a quick Google with your model of transducer, chances are Yak Attack has something that'll fit for that. So having it on this mount actually is quite handy. It's got this extra arm so I can kind of have it reaching closer towards me, or I can have it up and above other attachments like you saw there. I have them all kind of nested together, which is nice. Caterpillars falling out of the trees and their poop is everywhere and it's itchy. Anyways, I really like Yak Attack stuff because it has that quick lock and load feature. When I'm done, I just quickly remove it from the boat like that and throw it in the car. You know, it saves me time at the boat launch, and I hate taking a while at the boat launch. Well, I hope you found that helpful. I know I didn't go into too much detail. Like, how much more detail can I go into? I used rope and a metal piece. So I hope you found that helpful. Hope you get your fish finder mounted, and we'll catch you later.